What's going on, guys? Gomes here, back again on another MLB The Show 20 Diamond Dynasty video. As you guys can see, we have finally hit 300 program stars. I know I am late to the party, I will admit it, but we have got there. In my defense, I missed today due to traveling, but in today's video, we're going to go over the fastest way to get to 300 program stars and get yourself a brand new pearly white boss, whichever one that you do choose. We have some new stuff, some new methods that I have been working out in the lab, so stay tuned for all that and more. Before we hop into this one, as always, make sure leave a like if you guys do enjoy the video, and subscribe if you guys are new to the channel. Have a lot more tips, gameplays, news, and the debut of whatever boss we pick tonight. Gameplay is going to be tomorrow, so make sure and get ready for that. Let's go ahead and dive right into the 4th inning program. So this, of course, is going to, well, act like any other program that we've seen so far. We have pretty much the same structure. Of course, I did do the voucher. If you want to get it done fast, you're always going to need the voucher. You have to look at it at a bit of an investment, and you have to know you're gonna have the time and the chutzpah to grind that bad boy out and get it knocked out ASAP Rocky. There's also this collection right here. You obviously are going to want to do this. I'd be hard pressed to believe you guys don't already have this done. There's like 3, 4, 5, like at least 5, 6 free cards that you get right off the jump. So that's 20 free program stars right there. Make sure and do it. Showdown, I'm not gonna have enough time to make a separate Showdown video, so I'm gonna talk about it in this one right here, because it is a little bit different this time in Showdown. I already tried to record this video. I apologize if my audio has been bad since I have gotten back here. It's been really weird. I am working on getting it cranked out though. So this one, 500 stubs to enter, and your first round, you're always going to have the 3 bosses: Jacoby, Joe Torre, and Felix Hernandez. You're never going to want to pick the pitcher, and I think you always do face a righty. I've gotten Felix out of both the drafts I've done. I beat it first time, damn it. Believe me, I promise the audio was messed up the first time I recorded this. So Jacoby has a great swing, a lot of speed, really good to use. The interesting thing about this, in this draft, you're no longer forced to have rounds, or at least I haven't experienced or encountered, where you have to pick a certain position. You have to pick a starter. You have to pick a reliever. I don't really recommend Braun because, again, you're usually facing the righty, so a guy like Ted Williams, or I'm actually going to pick Shane Victorino, is going to be much more economical for you. But right here, you're always going to want at least one starter, especially because there's a lot more starter missions that I faced post reliever missions. So I'm just gonna keep on drafting right here. I'm not gonna focus too much, but of course power is always going to be king, and make sure and look at what positions you're going to need. Don't feel ashamed to put a guy at a out of position that still has 30 fielding at third base or so, because on low difficulties going to be striking out a lot of guys anyway. It's usually not a huge deal, but make sure and look at the positions. We already have all of our outfielders, so we're not really in the need. We're not really looking up on LinkedIn for anybody to fill that position, but that's pretty much all we're getting at this point. And then we're going to pick up a bronze reliever. The good stuff that you're always going to want to find, of course, again, is stuff like jump start. If it has anything to do with innings or outs, it's not going to be great. Defibrillator's good. Any of those hitting ones. I really never pick the pitching ones because it's pretty easy to begin with. All 3 times now, I faced Felix Hernandez, I believe, and let me know if I am correct. You can potentially get like a Brave, in which case it would probably be Kyle Wright, but I've only seen the Mariners, so plan on facing a righty. It is going to be a bit tough. I'm just going to drop nuts to butts right on the big old nutsack of Felix Hernandez. All-star difficulty. With those kind of pitches, he can be tough to face. Some tips that I have for you guys: wait on that 4-seam fastball. He has a lot of movement on that sinker, on the sliding curveball, on the slider. That's tough to pick up on all-star difficulty. Things can get wishy-washy if you don't have a great team. So I highly recommend sniff out that fastball. Look for the perk that's going to help you on those fastballs right down the inner piece is the name of it. I was trying to think of it before. That's going to be really good for you. And just sit there, sit for fastball. You have 20 20 outs to go. I usually play up until I get usually 9 or so, until I feel comfortable, until I know I have a good team and good enough perks. But do not lack on this one like you did in the stage 2 team affinities. It's a much different beast, tougher opponent, and a tougher difficulty. So that's Showdown. Highly recommend it. 70 program stars. That's basically a second voucher that you're getting right there. Huge progress. Conquest, not much to talk about. All I would really mention, I'm just gonna go ahead and reset this baby right here. What I recommend, of course, you are going to have to knock out the Mariners in 2 turns or less. So you just go beeline straight right over to the Mariners. I had to play him on All-Star, I think. All-Star or Veteran, usually not that hard. Plus, it's the Mariners. Let's be real. They're not exactly a juggernaut. A huge force you're going to face, but I would just go towards there, get the Mariners done, work on this entire V, and then go back and do the Angels. I do still recommend, if you have some time, I would go down and just get a bunch of these hexagons, make like a line, because you're going to really reap the benefits once you get a lot of extra reinforcements on each turn, once you get to the red attack phase. That's all of that stuff. Those are the main missions. Now let's go ahead and get into my program star method. So it is much of the same, but I do have a new couple twists and turns on it. If you have not seen that video, this is how you're going to go about it. Go into the roster vaults, and from here you're going to type in on the search. All you have to do is type in GDLXL into here. My controller's broke. Hopefully it's gonna work. We're gonna look for names. So it's gonna pop up. Download mine. Don't download the imposters. It's right there, GDLXL. There is a corresponding one for sliders titled the same, GDLXL. Make sure you guys download those. And just to show you what they look like, the roster, it is going to be a loaded Rays against a very, very weak rest of the league. Reflects real life, doesn't it? Not really. Anyway, so we're gonna see this. Obviously, everybody is 99 everything. We're going to make a new franchise. Go start new, load save rosters, and you're gonna put in GDLXL. I'm just gonna hop into the one that I have pre-existing. So I'm almost done with my first season at this point. And from here, if you haven't seen it, stay put. There is some new things that I am going to talk about, but the sliders, you're going to want to load them right here. You have to load them in franchise. You can't load them before you go into franchise and then go into it. It's not going to work that way. And then also put pitching on beginner difficulty, very vital. The XP is going to be marginally lower, but based on the time you're going to save, because you're going to strike out. I very rarely ever allow hits in the games I play, and if you want to do it the way that I have previously been doing it, this is how you would. You just go into a player lock with the sliders loaded, and you're going to play with your pitcher. Again, it is the fastest delivery. It's on Oliver Drake. That's actually not right. It's on Darren O'Day. Not sure why that name popped into my head, but you're just going to pitch through it 9 innings. It usually takes approximately 6 to 7 minutes. You're going to earn about 8 program stars an hour if you do the math. So that's pretty much the fastest you can get. Remember, XP, or rather program stars, are earned on an XP basis. 2000 XP earned in game is going to net you 1 program star, so 1 game equals 1 program star. You get about 250 XP per game that you play. Again, really not too difficult, but something else that you can try doing, and it's gonna get you probably more XP a little bit faster. It depends what you want to do. There's 2 options. I did try this out. I think it is very economically viable, or efficient. It's efficiently viable, if that's even a term. I'm gonna coin it right now. You can go ahead and hop into a game. Remember, their pitching is abysmal. It is quite literally the real life Orioles pitching that we're gonna face right here. I promise you, I didn't even change their stats. As you guys can see, I suck. That's literally their team. But we have obviously our God Squad, so you can just go ahead and hit, and you're going to really get a lot of XP, and you can earn 2 program stars at least by doing this. You don't have to play the whole game. Kind of look at the end of innings. It's going to pop up how much XP you get. If you can start to kind of add that, let's say you get 250 per pitching inning and you get 500 for hitting innings. Once you get to about 4,000, then you can bunt through the rest hitting and then just pitch. I think that would be very helpful. You can do that. You could even speed through it. You can just go into quick manage and get done with the rest of the game that way once you do get that 4,000 XP, because that's going to get you 2 program stars. I find it to be even a bit faster at times. It's completely contingent on what you would like to do. It's going to take more focus. Neither way is it going to be fun, but it is going to require more attention to detail if you're going to want to hit pitching. Not really too difficult, but again, not exactly my idea of fun. I do use analog pitching because it's more precise. You do, again, have to focus a bit more. You can do classic, so you literally just have to press X twice and it's going to throw the ball, fire and loaded, but it's not as accurate. You could get into deeper counts and sometimes they can hit the ball more, which can in turn make things take longer. So I just stick with not pulse, but we're just going to discard that anyway. So that's really what we're looking for. I still think that's pretty much the best way that you guys can earn program stars in the game. And also I jumped up 17 XP levels since yesterday, so you earn a ton of XP by doing it. So highly recommend. And if you guys try out the new thing that I have been the new thing I just recommended, let me know how you like it. Let me know which way you guys prefer. I think both ways are doing really well. It just depends if you want to focus more, or if you would rather just kick back and watch some classic Tarantino on Netflix. But that's the 4th inning program in a nutshell. I'm always in the lab working to see if there's anything better. If you guys have any other things that you guys are needing help with, comments, questions, concerns, I'll gladly go ahead and assist you. But we covered Conquest, we covered Showdown. I think we covered pretty much all bases right here. If you guys did enjoy this video, make sure to leave a like down below. Thank you all for watching. Hope you guys have a great rest of the day. Thanks, Saudi. Yeets.